Hey, what happened to you? Trip over some loose cash? It's been 3 days since we met and still no calls. I figured you must be dead or something.
You expect every guy you meet to call you up?
The ones that are smart enough to dial a phone. What is that?
Jiu-jitsu.
Gesundheit. That was a joke.
Jiu-jitsu is no joke.
I think we're ready to get started.
Are you ready to get started?
We're ready to get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started.
Hey!
Hi, everybody.
Hey, buddy!
Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
I hope you all are having a wonderful holiday. We're going to harken back 25 years ago today to celebrate. Yeah, that's right.
It is
our
25,
podcast is
yeah.
being released 25 years to the day.
That Batman Mask of the Phantasm was released in theaters.
Yes.
Alongside such other stiff family competition as Beethoven.
And Beethoven 2
I
and
think.
Beethoven 3 all at the same time.
Yeah, all the entire Beethoven series came out.
A confusing model
Yeah. It was,
for Beethoven Studios, but they did it.
they were really trying for something, you know. They were testing the water on this song. They were really Soderberghing it.
It was their Use Your Illusion and Use Your Illusion 2.
Yeah. I'm Tom, and this guy
I'm Jeff.
said did that as soon as you take a drink of water.
I'm like about to take my jacket off.
Yeah,
I realize I have zippers on my jacket, you know? And so
yeah. It's a lot of that's a lot of accessories on that jacket.
I mean, I guess you got pockets and you don't want shit to fall out.
That's true. That is useful.
But I don't need fucking jingle bells over here.
I don't need bells ringing every time I come in. What am I, a cat?
Santa Dice Clay over here.
Oh no.
We're doing Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah.
I had to download the DC Universe app on my phone.
They make it real hard for you to use their app.
Very frustrating, and we're sorry about that.
Yeah, they need to. DC, I know you're listening.
We know your subscribers.
We know your subscribers. I do tangential contract work for DC. You need to expand your app to more platforms.
I'm not one to generally complain about shit on Twitter, and I was just like, are you kidding me?
It's like it's only available on your mobile
Like
or
Roku's.
computer.
No, you can do it for like Roku and like Apple TV and shit. Like there's a couple of platforms, but they launched it without having. I use my Xbox as my cable box. Because I put all
most people do that own them.
I have all my apps on there.
Yeah.
I watch shit, you know. And then so to not have that is infuriating.
It's really strange.
But so I literally had to download the 7-day trial, which is what I'm on right now. And just put it, like, watch this movie on my phone. Which
that's not ideal.
The way they intended.
Yeah.
But I did watch it in a phone in a movie theater. So
perfect.
So that was
so at least you're in a theater.
Yeah, no headphones, just
yeah.
Played my movie in the middle of Spider-Verse.
Just
like,
you know,
animated superhero, same thing. But yeah, we're doing Mask of the Phantasm. This is our last free episode for quite a while.
It's our last episode of the year too,
and it is our last episode of the year. And it is
it's Christmas Day.
Yeah,
probably
Christmas dice, and then we'll have
Christmas dice.
Well, New Year we're starting out fresh and right
with season 2.
I'm thinking that's where we got to go.
Yeah,
back into it.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot in season 2. I was looking through it this morning.
Yeah, it's pretty thick.
There's a whole lot to get through.
Yeah. I mean, that's anything where we're going to be doing several dozens of episodes of something.
Multiple, yeah.
You're going to be like, this is thick. This is thick.
Yeah, there's going to be at least a dozen episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're doing Mask of the Phantasm, animated movie released December 25th, 1993.
Yeah.
PG-13.
Really? I thought it was PG.
I believe it was PG. Oh, great.
I think it was PG.
Of all the research I did, I did not check.
You really came down hard on that one. Just so confidently.
Yeah, that's me.
throwing out that PG-13 rating. I mean, it was a big deal. It was the first animated Warner Brothers movie to have a PG rating. Anything higher than PG.
Then that might be it.
And the movie is kind of intense.
Yeah, there's a lot like,
Like-
it should be. I mean,
PG-13 maybe, yeah.
yeah, like it kind of should be. There's a lot of
Yeah.
murder.
A lot of murder, a lot of real heavy adult themes.
Yeah.
Not like adult, like, you know, I mean there are some Bruce crushing hips
Oh,
with Dana Delaney.
I mean,
But
it is implied opening that Bruce fucks
yeah,
often and
Sure.
hard.
of course he does. Around the world too, and we'll get to that. Like he's
Most people are saying it's rated PG, but should have been PG-13.
I gotcha.
Okay. Thanks to
Um,
Common Sense Media.
It was also originally supposed to be direct to video.
And then they were like, that's too good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We should get out in the theaters, but you only have but the team only had a couple of months to change the aspect ratio, so it was kind of apparently a mad scramble to get it from the standard television format to like a theatrical format.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah.
I mean, it works pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
all things considered. It opens with the theme song, but from a chorus.
Well, like a Gregorian chant,
Yeah.
some shit.
And they're singing, but I don't know what the words are. You can't tell what the words are really.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the dun dun dun.
yeah,
dun.
and they're just singing.
This is for Batman. And you got Chucky Saul, Mr. Futterman from Gremlins.
Yeah, it was him. Dick Miller.
Dick Miller being doing some good old counterfeiting.
Yeah, just printing up them fake dollars.
Yeah. And then one of the things I noticed about this is their sound effects, like their Foley artist budget was out of control for this because the punching sound effects are incredible.
Yeah, and they throw in that little flash. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
every time someone gets punched. And I noticed immediately in this opening scene, like the conversation between Chucky Saul and his goons as he's packing up his money. Also, anytime a lot of rooms in Gotham I've noticed throughout our watching of this and the animated series are not really furnished. There'll be like a table and a chair in there.
It's
and
like a bachelor's apartment.
right. It's just this fucking cathedral.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah, that's the aesthetic they're going for.
um,
Saving budget on background animators as well as budget on IKEA.
exactly. The animation for like the talkie sequences seems exactly like the cartoon. I'm like, oh, okay. They just kind of used the same. They didn't really have much money. But then as soon as Batman crashes through that window and the action scene starts, like, oh, this is where they put the money. Like, it's
the
like
sound effects are out of control.
sound effects, the animation's real fluid.
I like there's a scene where Batman knocks a door on a dude.
Yes.
And
He also
then-
flips a table on a guy.
Yeah, he's
He's
using
fucking shit up.
not a lot of furniture, but he's getting his money's worth.
He is using all
But
that
like
furniture.
when he's chasing after Chucky and the guy's like kind of like reaching for his gun, Batman just kind of like steps on the door a little bit and then walks away. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you left the gun.
Yeah, that guy can get up.
There's a guy behind you with a gun.
Come on, Bruce.
Yeah, come on, Bruce. What are you new
What are
to
you-
this?
What are you doing? What is this,
Come
year
on.
one? It kind of is.
I mean, some of it is.
This was kind of, just straight out of the gate, this is kind of ballsy for Warner Brothers to do. Because this is 93. It's a year after Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
They're releasing a theatrical Batman movie that's animated and not part of that canon that they're doing with the Burton films.
Mm-hmm. But it's off of a wildly successful
Yeah.
TV series. So they
Yes.
also, I mean, it's a risk, but it's also in a way a course correction for their character. Where they're-
Definitely for like parents who were put off by Batman Returns.
yeah, a little bit. And also, but when you look at that movie too, like even if you lose a little bit, you're also promoting your cartoon.
Yeah.
So, and as we're gonna go through, this is an amazing movie.
It's shockingly well written.
Yeah,
Like-
it's great. And I mean, it obviously the twists and turns. Like I think we as movie watchers in 2018 are used to like very, very surprise twisty things. So like the twists aren't super surprising in this. Like
No.
they're telegraphed pretty well, but at the same time, it's just great.
Yeah.
The
and
voice acting is out of control.
the voice
So
acting is
good.
really good.
Dana Delaney.
Dana Delaney, man. Same year as Tombstone.
I mean, it's a good year to be
Good year to be Dana Delaney.
But yeah, so We have the Chucky Saul, your angel of death awaits.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting because the Phantasm introduction, I have questions about the character.
There are a lot of questions I have that remain unanswered at the end of this film about the Phantasm.
The Phantasm, the choice to have a non-working hand, to have just a blade, like a stumped blade.
Yeah,
like that's.
I guess it's supposed to be his scythe.
It is, and you're not wrong. But you could do that,
Yeah,
while also having a hand.
you could hold one. Like Scarecrow does it later in this series.
You could, and I'm just putting it out there, have a blade coming off above your hand.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like in one of those any X-Men character kind of a situation where they have like a gauntlet with the blade coming kind of like curving around, so you're not going to fuck your hand up, but you still have your blade. And then, I don't know, you can climb ladders better.
That's yeah. Anything. Going to the bathroom's a nightmare with a blade hand.
Catch some shit.
Yeah.
Stuff getting thrown at you. You don't have to turn into smoke. And so we have Chucky Saul's running away. We meet the Phantasm character, and he tries to run them down, and drives off the building and dies.
He kills himself.
At first, you're watching it, and you're like, oh, they made it so he would crash into the across the way, so he's alive.
He's super not
alive. And then
alive.
they cut to like, no, he's fucking dead. He's dead as shit.
Yeah, which, I mean, kudos, movie, because you would be. Like, if you drove from a 20-story parking garage into an office building, like,
I mean,
you'd be
I feel
dead.
like I'd survive.
Well, yeah. I mean, as long as the airbag's
Chucky
deployed,
Saul, yeah.
I'd be good. I mean, Chucky Saul was older. He
Um,
was in advancing years. I like that Chucky is, like, obviously scared of the Phantasm, because that's a whole lot to throw at a guy.
Immediately, yeah.
Just...
Batman it's essentially it is the Grim Reaper.
Right.
I mean, obviously, that's
Yeah.
the aesthetic they're
I
going
think
for.
it's based on the Reaper character from year 2, I think.
That would make sense.
Phantasm gets momentarily distracted by just some random car driving by, turns back around, and Chucky's hauling ass the opposite direction, gets to his car, is in his car, and it's like, you made it, Chuck. But Chucky's like, no, fuck this, I'm running that ghost over.
I mean, here's the other thing though, is like, they're coming for you.
Yeah.
Like you addressed me by name, so I don't think I'm
Right. Like,
I don't feel safe.
I don't feel like there's a place I could think of off the top of my head I could drive to that I would be 100% certain the ghost murderer wouldn't appear at. Just,
Yeah. So there we go.
And be like, continuing our conversation, Chucky Saul.
Anyway, where was I?
Yeah, where did we leave off?
Can we talk about the pure idiocy of the smoke trail?
Yeah.
That is not from this is on the Phantasm. I get that smoke is kind of your thing, but you're going to have to beat feet at some point in time and hide.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, if you're watching this, you've watched. It's Andy. It's Dana Delaney's
It's Dana
character,
Delaney,
it's whatever. The physics and abilities of the Phantasm are one of my points.
Yeah, because
so I might as well address it now.
Yeah.
You're not a real ghost.
But apparently you are?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense that when somebody throws what is essentially a javelin at your chest, you just make your body a T.
And then smoke rises.
Smoke rises, and then it just passes through your heart. That's not...
Also, Chucky shoots her several times. And she doesn't disapparate. She just stands there and
They
absorbs
never
it.
discuss that.
Nope.
Her costume is magic.
Yeah.
And there's also the shit where like she'll just throw smoke up and then disappear.
Yeah.
It's like that's not how it works.
That's not how smoke works, bro.
That's not.
Like I can still see you.
There's a scene later where she disappears and Batman just is like, "Oh, I guess we're done with our conversation now." Where he could have just reached into the smoke and grabbed her and be like, "No, we're not done.
Yeah.
I still have some things to say right now."
I have not gotten to all of my bullet points yet.
Chucky Saul's like, "I got bullet points," and then
My bullets don't work. She's a ghost or something.
This is a robot ghost or something. The smoke trail is just ridiculous because they even show how ridiculous it is when she's running away and he's in the bat plane later. He's like, I guess I should just follow the smoke. It's not hard to find.
That's that's not hard to do at all.
There's we get the councilman now.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out real
Right.
quick before we leave the death of Chucky Saul. It takes Batman about 4 minutes to get down to the parking garage. We see him go into the stairwell down to the parking garage to follow Chucky Saul, and he doesn't show up until after he's driven his car. Just like Thelma and Louise.
He got a cramp.
He's like, oh, hold on.
You know, you got to stretch out.
You really got to. You got to work these out. If I go the whole night without taking care of this, I'm going to be paying for it tomorrow.
Yeah. It does take a while. Doesn't
Yeah, it takes him a long time to get to the parking garage.
This councilman character, I actually really like everything about him.
Yeah, Arthur Reeves.
Arthur Reeves, the voice acting, I forgot who the
Hart Bachner.
Oh, okay.
It's Ellis from Die Hard.
Of course. It's good.
Yeah.
He's really good. The character's like the clear and obvious, like he's a slime ball, but you don't know what kind of slime ball
Yeah.
he is.
And
And
you know
he's
you don't like him, but you're not sure why yet.
Yeah. I think they do that. A lot of people think Batman's unstable, and it's like, yeah,
Yes, we do.
yes.
We all agree.
And
This movie deals heavily with that.
yeah, there's it's a very bipolar film in regards to the Batman character.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on. And then Alfred leaning in and being like, "You're the model of sanity." And then, by the way, I pressed your tights and put away your exploding gas balls. It's like,
He dunks
Fucking
on his
roasted.
mental health.
fucking burn.
Yeah.
Like,
Alfred exposed you.
yeah, you are sick. And actually, that's something that they cover, and I'm not sure. I mean, it feels like because, you know, Burnett and Dini and all them,
Mhm.
like, they wouldn't not consider this, but the sanity of Bruce Wayne is a very, very addressed piece of this. Like,
Yeah.
they cover it in a lot of ways where you're like, geez, they went for the throat.
Yeah, there's one scene in particular that we're definitely, I mean, it's one of my bullet points. We'll definitely hit it hard when it comes up, where it's just like, it's the most compelling.
Argument for his insanity.
Yes.
Yes, I know exactly the one you're gonna
in
talk
any
about.
version of
Yeah.
Batman I've ever seen, it's like, oh, you really explored this.
Yeah, it's Batman Forever, where he's literally seeing a shrink, does it worse
Yes.
than this.
Than this scene.
Then a probably 45-second.
It's not long.
that's
It's less than a minute.
Yeah. So we see.
So we got Hart Bachner. Then we got Dana Delaney flying in as Amanda Beaumont,
Yes.
or not Amanda.
No, Andy.
And
Andrea Beaumont.
Andrea Beaumont on a fucking 1940s cargo plane.
The aesthetic is very fascinating in here. At one point in time, there's a rotary car phone. I don't know if you picked that one up, but there's a goddamn rotary car phone.
They go to the fucking World's Fair from the Rocketeer in this.
Yeah, it is Metropolis, not the city, but the old
The
Fritz-
film, yeah, the Fritz Lang film.
Fritz Lang film. We have there's this scene where Bruce fucks,
He does.
and Bruce fucks. They made it a point to show you that Bruce will fuck all races.
Yeah, he's a multi.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Equal
see
opportunity
Yeah,
fucker.
doesn't see race.
Now here's a real curveball. The smoking hot redhead that throws wine in his face
Mm-hmm.
is not Andy,
No,
but she kind of looks like
but she
her.
looks a lot like Andy.
They use that. Why didn't they make it a blonde or something? Like,
Because he
why
had
did
a blonde on his arm already.
Why didn't they make like a random redhead with long hair? Or
Should have been
something?
on his arm
Like,
or something. Yeah.
You can't have a woman with a clear and obvious past with Bruce, throw wine in his face, and then introduce an identical woman with a clear and obvious past with Bruce, and just assume that those aren't connected.
Yeah.
That was a real curveball. I was like, oh, that's how he reconnects with Andy. And then it's like, nope, that was just a random hot girl.
That was just some lady he pissed off.
Also, was the Asian girl's eyes weird to you the way they animated them?
She doesn't blink,
She has,
and
like,
she
kind
doesn't.
of beady eyes.
Well, she only has pupils.
Yeah.
She doesn't have whatever the white part's
So
called.
I get they were going for Asian.
Yeah,
Like, I got that.
and you conveyed it, but
I got your message loud and clear. But if you drew, like, you know, a black guy with big red lips doing a dance, like, I'd get you were doing a black guy, but that doesn't mean it was necessarily a good design choice.
I also wouldn't be like cool with it.
Yeah.
Like-
like, you made her look kind of like a cricket. And that's probably not.
That's not what people look
not-
like.
It's not.
It's not what a human looks like.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It was just an interesting aesthetic choice to convey Asian. You
Yeah.
can make her beady eyed.
Yes.
Like a goddamn Coraline, for Christ's sake. Like,
Yeah, she has buttons for eyes.
I was like, what?
Jesus Christ.
I was like, this is. You didn't have to do it that way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Is she supposed to be Asian or a homunculus?
Yeah. But it's funny that Bruce is Soup's horny in season 1.
Yeah.
And here he's just like playing it cool. Like,
Well, he's been drowning in pussy for the entire first season,
yeah,
so
just
awash in it.
just drowning in moms.
Yeah, all
The whole time.
moms.
That's what he was on a mom's cruise. That's what he was just like. First, Bruce says he'll be there for you and your kid, but then he won't. Splash.
Yeah. Throws her boxed wine in his face.
But literally, I have in all caps, like, who is that?
I don't know.
Who's that lady?
We never see her again.
We never see her again. We never hear from her. There's clearly something that happened here.
Yeah.
Like, it's
No.
not just fucking.
He didn't call her.
He didn't love her and leave him.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it was he didn't call.
Like-
Or he just did something.
It's so funny how much he unpacks the Andy shit later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what about this poor lady that you fucking clearly destroyed because she acts out in public at a gala
Yeah.
that she's having an issue with you. So, like, I don't know, maybe re-examine your interpersonal skills, Bruce.
Yeah, you're leaving a trail of wreckage.
Yeah, just
Emotional wreckage every time you engage with women.
he comes pain. Like, that's,
just concentrated pain.
can you remind me how we have like the thing where he's talking to the Waynes, leaving because he has a flashback scene
Yeah,
where
he
to
goes
the
into
Waynes.
his gigantic empty family portrait grieving room. There's no furniture in there but
yeah.
this portrait and a fireplace.
That's his sitting room. And then he has the memory of him harassing her at her
at a
grave.
cemetery.
I also love the design of 20s Bruce. They actually did a really good job of making me believe that was the same character 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Like, that was I wanted to say that too. And
His clothes are a little different.
yeah, he doesn't wear that shitty brown suit.
No, he's wearing a better suit.
It's been a while since we've
Been a
talked
while
about the,
since I put on this doo-doo suit.
she's like having a fun talk
with her dead mom.
mother.
It's
And-
also clear what she's doing, and Bruce keeps trying to insert himself into her conversation.
Hey man, would you feel the same way when you were having mommy and daddy talk?
It's like, I'm sorry, were you talking to me? It's like, Bruce, it's a woman alone in a cemetery looking down at the ground, having a conversation with someone who's clearly important to you. What do you think she's doing?
It's not all about you.
Yeah, it's not. Like, this isn't like a wild thing. People do this.
Yeah, I've
Like-
seen the later Rocky movies.
Yeah.
This happens kind of a lot.
Yeah. Real quick, before we leave the gala sequence, he has a brief conversation. Like, after he gets the wine thrown in his face, Hart Bachner, Arthur Reeves, comes up and gives him a handkerchief to wipe off his face and kind of burns him a little. And then Bruce, in no uncertain terms, is like, I will straight beat the shit out of you right here in front of all these people.
He says,
Batman notwithstanding.
Thanks for the handkerchief. You know where you can stick it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, I just like that Bruce is in this moment. He's like, whatever with Batman, I'm just going to kick this guy's
yeah, like I can still beat the shit out of you, you weasel.
You fucking worm. You city councilman.
Bruce and another perfect example of Bruce never playing it cool. Andy asks him about his parents or whatever, and he goes, "I made a vow."
Well, yeah, he tries to make it less awkward by being like, "No, I understand. I talked to my parents too." It's like, "Oh, what do you tell them?" "I made a vow."
And then he goes,
"Fucking what?"
"Wait, no, because you. There's another part to that where she's like, "What?" And he goes, "A secret vow." He says a secret vow. Real cool, Bruce. Way to really play it off the chest on that one.
He is the like. I mean, it's younger Bruce, but it's like he's just the most desperate, fucking thirstiest dude. God,
College bro.
just
College
can't
Bruce.
like.
And then he goes out.
I made a secret vow. Am I interesting yet?
And then we have a little slight time jump where he goes out on his first karate arrest.
Yes.
And he yells, "Hi-ya," during his karate arrest.
Yes, he does. He goes cannonballing down into the middle of this. I don't know. They're robbing some warehouse.
Yeah, they're just robbing
They're robbing a hat factory. I'm like, oh, don't leave that up because in a couple of years, that's going to be a real.
That's gonna.
It's going to be like a bug lamp for the Mad Hatter.
He's
just going to show up there.
Oh no! Somebody broke into the Scarecrow manufacturing building.
Because they don't tear anything down in Gotham, and that becomes very important later.
Yeah. Also, one of Bruce. He brings a ball peen hammer as like his to-go weapon.
He sure does.
He
has ninja stars, some caltrops, and a hammer.
Not even a claw hammer.
Just a ball peen hammer.
Yeah. That's a murder hammer.
Yeah, it is. I mean, any hammer's like a claw hammer's a murder hammer. If
True,
you really
but
put
like
your
with
heart
a claw,
into
if
it.
you see someone with a claw hammer, you're like, that person is a carpenter or a murderer. If you see someone with a ball peen hammer, you're like, that's just like a straight up murderer.
That is just a murderer. You can't do carpentry with that.
I've never understood the ball peen hammer.
I don't know.
What's the end result of the ball part?
Don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
I think it's a force distribution thing. I'm not sure.
That's
I don't know anything about tools.
I don't like it. Well, I remember we used to have, like, why I never understood why we ever had those. I never saw my dad use them. He'd use the claw.
You use the claw hammer for everything.
To pull up nails and shit.
Yeah, it's the best.
Ball peen hammer. That's just a shittier way to hammer something.
That's the GoBots of hammers.
Maybe it's for like hammering down like rubber.
Maybe.
I don't know. You just use a mallet. I don't know.
Just use a fucking rubber mallet.
I did write Bruce yells "Hi-ya" during his karate arrest.
I wrote down the hammer.
And I wrote he used a ball peen hammer ! And then he goes to lawn karate.
Well, hold on. There's another important thing I want to get into in his first outing as nighttime karate Bruce.
Yeah.
Is we see Patrolman Trash Bullock.
Oh yeah,
with his fucking 7,000-year-old partner.
Oh, and is wearing like that raincoat thing, like that.
Yeah, that real high collared, buttoned patrolman. It's like a 1920s cop uniform.
Yeah, he's not trash yet.
No,
he's pretty clean cut looking.
He spits coffee all over himself. But
yeah, but that's the genesis.
Yeah, that's the
Trash Bullock begins.
That's the seed from which the tree of Trash Bullock will sprout.
Hey, this coffee all over me ain't so bad.
Hey, follow that weird karate guy on the back of that truck. Yeah. So their master plan is to just drive in front of this truck, and the bad guy just immediately runs them over.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I'm not going to pull over.
Yeah, like I'm a 20-ton truck.
Yeah,
like
committing a crime.
Yeah.
With a ninja attached.
Yeah, with a guy clinging to my windshield, smashing through it with a ball peen hammer.
Hammer.
Is that a hammer?
I'd be less freaked out if he had a samurai sword than if he had a ball peen hammer.
Fucking ball peen hammer?
I could wrap my head around somebody being that crazy with like a grappling hook and a sword.
Right. Like
but
the sword.
Somebody with a hammer, you're like, this guy's just a murderer that came across me.
Right. Like the sword, you're like, okay, this guy, he's
got a gimmick.
He's a little out there, but he's got a gimmick. He like thinks like Bushido is cool and he's really going for an image. A guy with a hammer is some dude, some maniac who just scrounged for bullshit in his garage and was like, I'm going to go fight crime.
I'm going to fight crime. That doesn't end well with that hammer. Yeah. That doesn't hit any part of the body where just crime is effectively stopped. Crime is murdered with a ball peen hammer.
Yes. You don't thwart things with a ball peen hammer.
You're not you commit shit with a ball. You don't stop crimes with a ball peen hammer. You make crimes.
Yeah. You create crimes.
You're multiplying crimes with a ball peen hammer.
It's like kicking a mogwai into water.
to try to drown him. I'll get these gremlins. But then you get to the lawn karate, which he says is jujitsu, which it's not.
It's not at all.
It's for sure not. And then they like they flirt fight.
Well, she comes in and judo tosses him.
Yeah, and then says,
he
I took a.
Oh, yeah, something like
she playfully tosses him, and then he like breaks her ankle.
Yeah, I have that written down.
you?
Yeah, I have that written down. She like flips him like, and then gives like a playful thing, and then he also thinking he's being playful, deals out a brutal leg scissor,
And then holds
and then
her arms
pins her
down
to the ground.
in what can only be described as a rape pin.
Yes,
There's no other way to describe the way. And then they kiss, and it's like that is the creepiest and weirdest flirting I have ever fucking seen.
yeah. Alfred comes in, and it's supposed to be a Joker's like, oh, and then turns around and leaves. But no, he's going to call the police. It's like, Master Bruce has flipped.
No, he's not calling the police.
No,
he's
no.
calling the private ambulance. They keep hired
for every time.
Yeah, it's like how Disney, how you have to cart dead people off before you pronounce them dead so nobody dies at Disney World.
Exactly.
Nobody dies in Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
They dump the bodies in Crime Alley.
Better call Jake. Another one of Bruce's ladies has had, quote, too much.
Another one of Master Bruce's ladies has caught the vapors.
Yeah.
Big bruises all over her.
Yeah, oh my God. Seriously, that leg scissor is like, oh, you just shattered her shins.
I wrote he kinda assaults her.
Yeah.
Like she's being cute and tosses a guy in a gi. And then he kicks her in the legs while she's wearing an expensive
Dress
day
and high heels.
Yeah. She's wearing heels, Bruce.
With his tree trunk legs. I mean, that's a move he throws on the Joker.
You just beat up several men.
Yeah.
Possibly murdered. We didn't see how it ended, by the way. We don't see the official ending of 3 men found dead of hammer beatings.
Hammer trauma. Like, yeah, he looks in on the after he crashes the semi, he looks in through the shattered windshield, which he broke with a hammer. On the driver, who's just like kind of twitching and grunts. He's like, good, my work here is done. Like, you don't know that guy's not dying.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a Dr. Batman.
Did you check his tummy?
Yeah.
There's a lot of glass in there.
Yeah, he's got, the steering column is embedded in his chest.
Cool. I'm out.
Successful mission.
Then we have the Buzz Bronski trip to the graveyard.
This is a sweet scene.
Because Chucky is dead.
Chucky is fucking dead. And Mr. Bronski is going to visit his grave in the middle of the night.
Of course.
Now, we don't know who this character is yet. We don't know what his connection is to Chucky.
But we know that Chucky was always a loser.
Always a loser.
Which didn't seem like. He was doing really good at counterfeiting.
Yeah, he had like a whole briefcase full of pretty good-looking fakes.
He made it to late in life.
Yeah.
You know, he's an older guy.
Yeah, he went out in a blaze of glory like Super Dave Osborne.
He just died like He died in the Super Dave accident.
He did.
Wearing the costume. They find him in the Daredevil suit.
Yeah, just his lifeless body. Wearing the stars and stripes.
But yeah, so and then you hear the Buzz Bronski.
Yeah, your angel of death.
Awaits. And then becomes an actual ghost.
Yeah. It's kind I like this sequence. The idea of it is like the Phantasm is a cool looking character with a cool presence, and then like the setting of this creepy graveyard in the middle of the night, and this dude's being chased by a literal ghost with a sword arm. You're like, yeah, this is probably one of my nightmares.
He falls into an open grave.
Mm-hmm.
Fitting.
Well planned.
Well, how was the death gonna be? If it wasn't were you just gonna slice you? Because I
assume so.
You're not actually. Well, this is an actual kill, but she doesn't kill. Mm-hmm. She doesn't kill.
Doesn't kill Charlie. Charlie kills himself.
Charlie,
kind of like an idiot.
Yeah, Charlie's gun exploded in his face, basically.
Yeah. He lost track of his surroundings.
But then the Phantasm cuts through a very thick angel that pushes it over.
Yeah.
And it lands on him, and I was just like, dude, you should run towards instead of away
right,
from.
not where the there's going to be a space at the base.
Where it falls. But
space at the base.
And then the guys are chasing down and they see him and they go, "Oh man!" It's like that's your reaction when you see a crushed body.
Well, one of them kind of like covers his eyes and looks away.
The other guy's just like, "Oh man!"
Yeah. Wow, the boss has been squished.
Hey boss, you all right?
No,
idea that
fucking 300-pound concrete angel is falling on my head.
I have a feeling that was like a 2,000-pound.
I mean, it might be, yeah. If it was like marble or something.
Granite.
Yeah, or granite. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
There's
That should have
300
punched
pounds, it would have
into the
been-
earth.
high density styrofoam at best.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's all these like eyewitness accounts that Batman is going crazy,
Mhm.
and Gordon's like, "I refuse to accept it." It's like there's a lot of people saying it's Batman.
Yeah, not your call.
Even though we
No,
the
yeah, we
viewers know this is for sure Batman doing it to everybody else.
Well, they make it. I mean, even though we talk a lot about how the city of Gotham has no object permanence, but the witnesses that we see spot the Phantasm. It's like 1,000% understandable that they would think that was Batman. It's like, oh, that's fucking Batman. He's a cape and a cloud of smoke. That's Batman.
And then Gordon's like, "Batman doesn't kill." It's like, well, these deaths are suspect of murder anyway. Like
Right.
Chucky Saul, that
No,
wasn't a murder.
Yeah, no, that's not
That was
a
just
murder.
a dude running away from Batman.
Yeah.
Which is how many people do you think died running away from Batman already, Jim?
That's at least a couple of dudes a year.
Of several.
Like-
Running from Batman is the texting while driving of Gotham City in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I wrote you, the commissioner of the police can't just say no to eyewitness accounts.
Yeah.
You can't do that, you bumbling asshole.
Mm-mm.
You secretive dick.
And I think that's the last time we see Gordon. He's not in this movie very much.
Yeah.
Hart Bachner, Arthur Reeves is really pushing. He really hates him some Batman. He's really pushing to get Batman off the streets, off of these streets.
Yeah, because, he's killing people.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Yes.
And also, as we're going to find out, some people that you were maybe tangentially related to are getting murdered.
Hmm.
But he's not the first councilman that's like, Batman's a menace.
No, definitely not.
Then we cut to the graveyard again later where he's like checking for the residue and shit.
Yeah, there was some residue on Chucky's shattered windshield.
And Batman decides to have the zero chill that Batman has and visit the Wayne's grave in costume.
In his Batman suit.
They would understand, bro. And then you hear Andy talking about how like, oh, they haven't been taking care of this. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And all I can think of is how when Phantasm was chasing down Buzz Bronski,
Mm-hmm.
she noticed the grave and was like, "Oh, I got to get back to that."
Yeah.
Because
it's that night.
It's like running and like looking to the left and being like, "Oh shit, I gotta have to."
It appears to be the same night. So like,
yeah. And he sees her, and then
she immediately figures out it's Bruce.
yeah, because
Immediately.
anybody could.
Right.
Hey, that 6'4" bat creature looks a lot like that 6'4" billionaires whose parents the grave is right there.
Yeah. I'm connecting these dots, and they
Handily.
seem to form a picture.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne is not a linebacker when
No.
you see him.
No.
And so, yeah, she's like Bruce because she's the only person in Gotham City who's not the dumbest person in Gotham City,
Mhm.
apparently. Because she's like, yeah, it's fucking Bruce. You know why? She left Gotham City. There must be
Yeah.
something in the water
There's some
of Gotham
malaise that just hangs over Gotham.
where they just refuse to like try to figure shit out.
Yeah.
It's like this low-level carbon monoxide poisoning for everybody.
Just slow.
Where they just don't care.
It's all the supervillains. All the residual crazy ass plans that Batman destroys. The chemicals from it are just gradually saturating the atmosphere. Like it's a combination of fear gas and Smilex and whatever bullshit the Mad Hatter's got, and
Yeah, get a Brita.
yeah. Fucking freeze chemicals and shit.
Yeah,
it's
there's so
it's a
much-
wild place to live.
Like it's like Flint. You know, he's just like,
Yeah.
don't. The water's yellow and very toxic.
It's just brown sludge. I mean, I wouldn't drink that.
yeah. Yeah, my mom died of clown cancer
Yeah.
because of drinking the water.
You know, because of the evil clown that regularly poisons all of our utilities.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the kind of cancer where you die smiling.
So you think it's a good
with
thing,
like
but
a
it's not a good
rictus
thing.
grin.
Yeah.
He sees Andy, and it's like, yeah, fuckface. This is what's gonna happen when you have no chill about visiting your parents' grave in vigilante gear.
Right, in your secret bat costume. And then he spies on her.
No, he stalks
He
her.
stalks his ex-girlfriend.
He's calling it spying. It is stalking.
It is stalking, and
He
he's
is.
reading their fucking lips.
Which he later explains that he knows how to do. Like,
Yeah.
fucking keep it. Have some
Keep
mysticism.
something secret, you goof. Like, he's like a little boy. He just tells her everything.
Yeah. You know why? Batman's trying to fuck.
Mm.
But yeah, he's stalking her out with Arthur. And her being out with Arthur is a very interesting thing, too, because she is hanging out with him because they've known each other for a long time, but there's like a slight romance thing going on.
He's into her. She's
not into him. She does kiss him to fuck with Bruce because she knows he's in her place.
Yeah.
Which we're getting
getting
ahead of
to.
ourselves there. Yeah. So
It's not clear because she never comes to see him as the Phantasm. So it's not clear whether she's schmoozing with him to like figure out the info on the rest of the old gang, which we'll get to.
I think she thinks he's still a friend, like the only friend that she has left, kind of a thing.
That's too bad.
Well,
Your only friend is Ellis.
I mean, it's not so bad. And we have the World of the Future flashback where they go to the World's Fair.
They go to the World's Fair from Forever Young.
This is 1982 at the earliest. By the way, I was because I did the math. I'm like, it would be like 1982 is when they would be going to this World's Fair and be like, come look at these things from 40 years ago.
Yeah, a rocket ship and turbines. I'm like, what the fuck year is this?
Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow.
Exactly.
All right.
This is like 1950.
Yeah, it's like, what steampunk ass Gotham City are you in?
Yeah.
Where the world of the future is weird.
This is the beginning of a Fallout game.
Yeah,
Like fucking they have airplanes on display. Airplanes. Batman has a bat-shaped jet.
single man dirigibles. Airplane technology has expanded greatly in 10 years.
And he sees the Batmobile
Yeah,
as one of the cars of tomorrow.
Does it come in black?
Yes, Mr. Wayne, we can get it to come in black.
Yeah, he sees the Batmobile aesthetic and is like, I'm gonna fuck that car. I love it. Now let's get back on the ride so we can watch a robot family watch TV. The future was people watching TV and a woman cooking.
A robot cooking.
A robot.
A robot cooking.
Yeah.
And a robot dog. And a robot child. Just a whole family of robots.
Right?
What is this future?
What was the future that
Where are the humans?
What are you trying to sell us? Like
Yeah.
kind of knife?
Yeah.
Robot families?
Yeah.
Is it the TV? I don't know what your plan is for this. It's just a weird robot family.
Yeah. It's like the Jetsons if Rosie killed all the Jetsons. And it's just like, I live here now.
I'm wearing your skin, Mr. J. And then we have a rotary car phone. There's a goddamn rotary car phone.
Sure is.
That is the world of tomorrow.
Yeah.
For sure. Because that's... It does...
I mean, they were in movies. I don't know if they ever existed. Did
But
they?
here's the thing. Is that this is the... my brain is fritzing out because cellular technology has to exist for this to be a thing. So rotary... You can't
Rotary
use a
doesn't make
rotary
sense, yeah.
through cellular... That's not how that works.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's the world of tomorrow, man. Just go with
World of
it.
Tomorrow is insane.
Also, young Arthur Reeves, past Arthur Reeves, dresses like he just really wants to get shoved into a locker.
For sure.
Like he's laying it on pretty thick with those suspenders and those glasses. Like, man, you know what you look like. Choose one or the other. Don't do both suspenders and glasses.
He was one accident away from becoming like the number king or something like
right, yeah.
that.
The math maestro.
Also, Alfred for sure using Just for Men, putting that Grecian formula in that.
Oh,
hair,
yeah.
because 10 years ago it is jet black.
Right, he's got Jerry Lewis hair.
Yeah,
It's just 10 years prior. looks like a fucking Exxon Valdez spill in his head.
So we meet Andy's dad,
We do.
the wonderful Stacy
Keach.
who and here's another one of my things that I want to say. Well, this isn't a big deal, but it's the Phantasm's voice is Stacy Keach,
Mm-hmm.
which means that she used her father's voice. Like she made a voice modulator to modulate to her dead father
Yeah.
so she could murder people.
Yes. That's an interesting thematic extrapolation because from a filmmaking standpoint, it's obviously to keep the audience guessing.
Yes.
Because you're like, oh, that sounds like the dad, so maybe it is the dad. But yeah, and it totally makes sense for the character. Yeah, she would make a voice modulator
because
that
she
sounds like
can't
her dad.
Fucking let it go.
No.
Because everyone in this movie is fucking crazy.
Yes.
Everybody.
Everyone is a goddamn maniac. Even Alfred.
He, by the way, you should have met him and been like, "Oh, you're a criminal," because he's a criminal. He looks like a criminal.
He looks like the type. Yeah.
He looks like the Godfather, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
He literally looks like Brando's Godfather. Interesting aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then we meet Valestra, who ages like a fucking peach left in the sun.
Man, yeah. He
went from
the ravages of time threw him down a staircase.
He went from 50 to 90.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
Yes.
As we find out, Abe Vigoda's character.
Yes.
He's in his 40s, 50 max.
Right.
When they do the meeting.
He went from like John Hamm to like Don Amici in 20 years.
Abe Vigoda.
To Abe Vigoda.
In 10 years.
Yeah.
It's only been 10 years since this.
Wow.
And so Bruce and Andy, they leave, and then they find crime because Bruce finds crime.
He does. And it's just some guy like selling.
It's just a guy selling shit under an overpass.
Yeah, selling shitty watches under an overpass.
And like a biker gang is gonna rob him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bruce is like, "I'm in a sweater. I got this."
I'm in a sweater and slacks. Everybody stand back.
But boy, that scene where he punches the dude off the bike.
He leaps into the air and just fucking Superman punches him right off the bike.
It is a pretty fantastic scene.
His opening move is to throw a shoulder block into one guy and then grab the biker gang's leader and throw him off the fucking bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good. It's a pretty good opening gambit. It's a pretty. If you're gonna
solid first round card drop.
Yeah.
Bruce.
You're if you want to let people know that you're good at this, it's not a bad way to do it.
Yeah.
In a cashmere sweater, fucking murking out leather-clad bikers who have inexplicably all have different weapons, like their video game characters.
Yes.
So Dana Delaney is all like concerned while Bruce is giving her no reason to be concerned.
Right, well, he is beating the shit out of these guys.
But he like looks over at her because he's a fucking idiot.
It looks like I was confused in that shot because it seemed to me like it looked like the biker guy was riding toward her. But then, no, he just fucking smashes his baseball bat.
He's just concerned about her.
Yeah, he's like, oh, she sees what a monster I am. And then this guy breaks his bat in Bruce's midsection.
Just right across his barrel-ass chest.
Damn.
And I'm just like, what? Man, that's brutal.
You got to go to the hospital, Bruce.
And he is livid.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't you know I'm Batman, idiot? Like, he's so mad at her for this.
Yeah. He's like, don't you get it? Because the guys escape with the cash box.
And then
I mean, I get that he was trying to stick up for a little guy that was getting robbed by biker gangs, but he probably stole those watches.
he also could have just given that guy some money.
He is Bruce fucking Wayne.
The boy billionaire.
Yeah. The boy billionaire that always looks like he wants to jump off a cliff, as Dana Delaney says when she first meets him.
Yeah, Mom said that. You crazy bitch.
Like, they go, you're right, they really do go for the throat of, yeah, Batman is, Bruce is not okay. Like, everyone can tell he is very depressed. And this leads right into the scene. That's my major point of this episode.
It was, this is something.
It's Bruce kneeling in front of his parents' tombstone, pleading with the invisible ghosts of his dead parents to let him not be Batman.
Like angrily pleading almost.
Plaintively.
Yeah, he's like, please.
Yeah, like desperately pleading to like not be Batman so he can be with Andrea. And it is the most gut-wrenching display of what
utter
his
insanity.
yeah, of what his mental and emotional state is in probably any version of Batman I've seen.
His grief is so brutal. I think they really Keaton's did an okay version of it.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
But his was very PTSD. This is
he was darker.
Yeah.
Like he was already solidified in his.
But this is a tortured
yes
child. Basically, he's 20.
And they keep showing and they would cut like when he would ask it a question, it would cut to a low angle shot of the tombstone, shrouded in black, and then lightning would crash and say Wayne at him, and it's like it's so fucking brutal.
But he's like, that's probably not even lightning.
No.
It's probably in his head.
Because he's arguing with himself.
He's so tortured and like emotionally beaten at what he thinks his parents want from him. And at no point in time were his parents like, if shit happens to us,
you got to dress up like a bat and be a ninja and avenge us.
Yeah, there's no that. If the Waynes were still alive, they'd be like, "That's a fucking curveball." We were not expecting this.
This is so far from anything we ever could have predicted you would do.
Honestly, we thought lawyer,
right? Or that like maybe you might get a little skeezy and pay a guy to hunt this Joe Chill down, but this is a real surprise.
We get the justice thing for sure. We support the concept of justice in of itself. However, if you had told me massive UFC fighter in a leotard and cape, we wouldn't have guessed it.
Nah, never would have landed on that. Not if you gave us 1 million guesses.
So, that being said, Bruce, you have our permission to not be Batman. It's fine. Well, he does kind of get it in his own brain because he fucking does a half-ass proposal.
He does. He's terrible at it.
He's just like,
but it's good. It's still a good character thing though because he's so fucking terrible at interpersonal emotions.
This is one of those terrible speeches where a person goes, "I had a speech, but I'm not going to do it," and then they throw the speech piece of paper out
and
which
just says
never,
nothing.
Yeah,
yeah,
nothing on it.
Yeah.
It's that. It's the equivalent of him doing that.
Basically, she's like, she's about to go away to Europe with her father for business, and he's like, well, isn't there any way you can stay? She's like, no. He's like, well, here, I'm just going to give this to you. I'm bad at this. I don't even know what to say. So just here. And it's an engagement ring. And he doesn't even ask, will you marry me? He just says, so what do you say?
Yeah.
And then she has to feel like, of course I'll marry you. Like, great.
I don't know what else I can do, Bruce.
Fucking great. So they go back to her dad's house, and there's all these clear mobsters there, including this one henchman.
Well, we got the bats too, right?
The bats come up when she accepts. Yeah, it's like a stream of angry bats.
Well,
yeah,
the Waynes aren't happy.
No, and she has to hide from them. Like she's afraid and is like burying her face.
Scary.
Well, I think it like thematically, it's like. Obviously, it's pretty plain where it's like, oh yeah, the Batman part of his fucking crazy ass brain is like, no, you can't get married. What are you doing? Fucking bats.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Check out this massive metaphor.
Yeah.
Kind of laying it on thick, don't you think?
Yeah, really. You think they'll get it? I don't know.
We also have So she just takes off.
Well, she goes back to her. He takes her back home, and she's like, "Oh, looks like my dad's having a business meeting."
Then the Joker.
It's
flicks
the Joker,
cigarette,
yeah.
And it's
I do like that it's very subtle that they have him throughout the movie, and so that like when the reveal happens, you're like, "Oh, so it is kind of neat." If you haven't seen it,
it's unfortunate that they felt the need to do a Joker origin, but it's pulled off pretty well.
I think it's pulled off as well as you can do a Joker origin because it still doesn't tell you his origin. It just tells you he used to be a mob.
Yeah, he was a
mob enforcer.
tough.
Yeah, he used to kill people for the mob. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
So
then so they have like the he's like, let me get the money. I'll get the money for you. He's been embezzling from the mob. Smart move. Good move.
Yeah,
that's who you want to embezzle from. You're not making enough money.
Like every rich dude in history. Don't do that.
Yeah. No, you don't want to do that.
If you're going to embezzle money from somebody, do it from like an accountant or like Best Buy.
Or Dane Cook if you're his brother.
Yeah.
I'd be an asshole too if my brother stole $10 million.
Yeah. Don't do it from the fucking mob.
And then she takes off. She's like, I got to go. Here's your fucking ring. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
And then Batman's like, fine, I'm Batman now. And Alfred is visibly shocked at the Batman's look. And I'm always like, did he keep this a secret from you?
No. I mean, I know what it is meant to mean.
Like, oh, this is the path that you've decided to take from now on.
Yeah.
I get it.
Your life is now ruined.
But what it is
Like-
visibly is him being aghast
Right,
at the appearance of
at
Batman.
like Bruce putting on a pointy-eared hood that barely covers his face. It's like you would laugh at that. You wouldn't be like, "Ugh." Like,
Well, then we get the Joker, though.
yeah, Joker shows up.
And the Joker bits throughout this movie
Are really good.
Like, so good that you're like, did you save all the best jokes for this?
They might
It's-
have.
Well, I mean, but it's all conditional and situational.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does a thing where he goes home to, the house
Yeah.
and fucking pinches the face. Is that when did Saul show up?
That's
when Sal-
I think that's after
No,
Saul.
he's showing up to need help from the Joker. Because he's like showing him around, right? Or does he show up? I just watched the movie literally today.
Yeah, I watched this movie like 30 minutes ago.
But there's the whole like Saul being like, "Hey, you're going to get this too." Like,
yeah, Saul shows up at the World's Fair.
yes.
And then
Finding the Joker.
And that's where the Joker
Joker's
is.
like, "What the fuck you doing here?"
Yeah.
Like, why are you here? Like,
Yeah,
I'm so stoked to see you.
Yeah.
And Saul's like, "I'll give you $5 million and any on the front end and anything you want afterwards, just fucking kill him." And he's like,
Kill Batman because
I'm not pest control.
Batman's killing all of us.
Yeah.
And then he says something like he grabs the Joker and says like, you should be worried too because you're just as implicated and this is all of us. And then the Joker gets mad, which informs the rest of what happens. He gets briefly mad. He says, "Don't touch me," and then he's like, "Of course I'll help you."
I don't know where you've been.
yeah. And then of course we see that he's just killed Saul with Smilex.
And it's fucking brutal. Like,
I think
that
it's the
scene. That's even. I think is that in the trailer.
I don't know.
That scene where he will eventually get revealed to be dead.
Yeah.
Is so fucking dark.
Yeah.
Like it's disturbing.
It's the most brutal thing we see in the animated series, and I'm pretty sure it's the first time we see Smilex used at all in the animated series.
Yeah, at least to
kill
fatal
someone.
point,
Yeah. As Batman shows up at Saul's house to like confront him, and he's sitting in his reading chair.
It's not Batman.
Oh, you're right. It's Phantasm. She shows up.
Before that, though, we get the she kisses what's his name? They're at the end of their date.
Oh,
they're hanging
Reeves.
out.
She kisses
And
Hart
he tries to
Bochner.
come in. She's like, no, but she kisses him like kind of passionately on the mouth. And you then sort of realize that she knows Batman's in there. She sees the window is open, and she knows Batman is Bruce. So she just she's like mad at him and like kind of acting out.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that they're making her kind of like spiteful, because then she does the line afterwards of the only one still controlled by their parents is you, when he's like, "Are you still doing your father's dirty work?"
Yeah, you're still doing everything your father says.
And she's super vindictive, but like he didn't do anything wrong to her.
I think because as soon as Bruce leaves, she breaks down on the bed and cries.
Yeah.
So I think what she's doing in this scene is she's like, nope, I'm here. I've got a job to do. I can't reconnect with Bruce. So she's trying to drive him away. But then, of course, she gets upset and she comes to see him the next day and is like,
Okay.
and then it's all fine. So I think in this scene, she's just trying to push him away.
Just looking for a coaster.
Oh, you're just. It's fine.
I'm leaving. I don't want to wreck your thing.
Let's use this magazine.
Okay. The GI.
Yeah. So then she goes to visit.
Yeah.
Saul. Goes into his house. He's sitting there in his easy chair, pulls the newspaper off his face, and he is fucking so smilexed up.
It's fun. And
Like,
then
it's hideous.
And then you hear the tape play.
Well, it's a camera. It
the
points-
camera goes
the
over.
whole because the whole reason he's done this
yeah.
is because he knows it's not Joker knows it's not Batman that's killing people, but he's like, I want to see who it is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna help this asshole.
Or it's almost like he sees like he's trying to find out if it is Batman too,
Either way,
because he goes like, "Oh, you're not Batman.
yeah,
Like you're not."
yeah, you're not Batman.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. Because he does have the lines like, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if I finally drove Batman crazy enough to murder
Yeah,
people?"
like he's like, "Did I do that?" Like,
yeah, was that me?
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and then he blows up the whole fucking building.
Yeah, and then that scene, I just wrote the Sal's dead scene is absolutely incredible. But then Phantasm jumps out the window,
Sure does.
and then climbs a ladder. But with that blade can't help climbing the ladder.
You can't like hook. You can, like hook onto things.
No, that thing slices through a bunch of shit, man.
That's true.
That thing's not gonna be like casual. Like, do you have like a skate guard? You know, like on like ice skates, how you put the guard.
She puts
on
a cork on it.
Yeah, it's a little.
And then we have the rooftop chase, right? Like Batman shows up in the Batjet.
Yeah, and that's where the smoke trail really comes to be.
Smoke trail. Gotham PD is fully in force after Batman right now, led by Bullock.
Yeah.
Bullock really gets his shots in this movie.
I mean, the chase happening here is like this is the most Batman's ever been in danger.
Yeah.
This is even in Batman Begins when he's trying to get Rachel out. It's not as desperate as this is.
Yeah, because they're really fucking coming at him.
I mean, it's
Like,
aggressive.
He gets shot a bunch. He gets real fucked up in this sequence.
Yeah, he has to put his fucking out costume on a sawhorse.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I would have maybe like grabbed a piece of that cape or something to tie around your face.
Maybe,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, because he removes his cowl. He takes a couple of falls. Like, he gets his ass beat.
Yeah, he gets fucked up pretty, and he's chased consistently.
Mhm.
Like there's no letting up.
No, yeah,
Like-
it keeps compounding until the point where he is maskless on ground on foot with the entire Gotham Police Department led by Bullock chasing after him. It's
Somehow
like,
Bullock's in the front.
Bullock keeps up, yeah, and it's like, how the fuck is he gonna get away?
Kingpin, he's all muscle. You know?
Yeah, he's all muscle.
But yeah, and then so Andy pulls up because she
How did you know I was
knows.
gonna be here? Because she's fucking
And
fantastic.
she's like, it's on the TV. But it's funny because as soon as you edit that out. As soon as he gets in the car and takes off, they're like, It's like,
who is that?
you aren't gonna chase her down, cops?
There's
you
a-
have helicopters.
There's more than one. there's a few helicopters. There's a line that I wrote down. It was we have another SWAT guy. This happens in the very first episode on Leather Wings, firing recklessly into a building and causing an explosion.
And then beyond that, there's a lot of the police firing into buildings.
Yes, there's
to murder Batman.
the cop that's shooting out of the helicopter
Yeah.
frequently shoots up through the rotors. I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, that's not gonna go well. That can't have a good ending.
No. But yeah, after the SWAT guy blows up the construction building, like there's a Bullock says, "Yeah, jerk," but like it's like this awesome delivery.
What are you doing, you jerk?
Yeah.
Oh
man.
It's funny that when ass comes into play, Bruce becomes the dumbest boy in the world,
Consistently in
As-
every medium,
which is not. That's
unbelievable.
yeah. That's not in keeping with men. I guess.
No. Yeah.
made some dumb decisions, I guess. So I get it.
Yeah.
Like I've said yes to a lot of really dumb shit.
Right.
So like I get it.
Find yourself on the other side of town with no car. You're like, I probably shouldn't have gotten this far.
Yeah, this is the things I'll do, I guess. But that is really
for just the vague promise of sex.
that is very funny. That really speaks to the biological evolution of mankind, that we're doing what is essentially like we're willing to do the penguin walk of like the 30 miles or whatever, trying to get to the mate or whatever, just trying to get that nut. And that's Bruce is no different. They hook up.
They do, yeah.
After she tapes him up, and she's like, "You're Batman. I knew you were Batman. It's fine. Let's fuck." And Bruce is like, "I am in.
I am DTF." And then again, Alfred comes in with his tray of tea. He's like, "Ooh," and then just leaves. Yeah. Alfred keeps walking in on them boning.
On karate fucking.
Karate sex.
If Bruce is in a karate outfit, whichever one it is.
That's the equivalent of a sock on the door, man.
Yeah,
just don't come in.
Have to
just don't come in. If he's wearing his gi, shit's about to go down.
Remember what I said, Alfred? If I'm in a gi, it's ass for me. And then, but then we have the oh no, when he does he draws a red smile on the picture.
Yeah, he somehow figures out that guy's Joker
with a red colored pencil.
Yeah,
that's not how that works.
I wouldn't have figured that out.
Look, I could put a red smile on a picture of you, and I'd be like, I think Tom's the Joker.
Oh no. He's the Joker.
When I put his trademark smile on, he looks like the trademark character. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I mean, if I put a Batman cowl on people, you'd look like fucking Batman.
Yeah. But I love the laughing toxin scene.
The Smilex scene with Arthur is really good.
It's so good. It's delivered so well.
Yeah, it's so he makes Ellis is really swinging for the fences in this one. He really makes it seem like painful and maddening that he just cannot stop laughing. There's so much pain.
And I love how the doctors are like, "Sir, please
calm down."
Calm.
It's like he's been poisoned.
Do you not know about the Joker?
They mentioned something about
the toxin.
Yeah, this would sedate you until the toxin is out of your system. But it's they're like old hands with Smilex at this point.
Yeah. But I do love how when you see Batman come in, he goes, "Oh no!"
Yeah, he's like, "Oh no!" He starts laughing.
It's great.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really, really well done. Oh no!
Yeah, it's so good. And then, of course, we learn that Arthur dimed. He ran out of money when he was running for city council the first time. He called Andrea's father for help. He said no, so he dimed him out to the mob for money.
Yep.
And that's how he's slimy.
There it is.
And we get a flashback, I think right here, right? Isn't it like...
No, not yet, because
it's
Batman
Andrea's
still
flashback.
has to creep in on his lady.
Mm-hmm.
Batman then breaks into Andrea's place.
Oh, yeah. He breaks into Andrea's place and the phone rings. And it's Joker. And
he's just like, "I figured you out already, bitch."
Yeah, he says toots. So it's like, oh, Joker figured out who the Phantasm is before Batman.
But Batman's like, "Why is he calling me
Who's he
this?
talking? Oh, why is he calling me toots?
The Joker's weird."
Man, he's taking this in a weird direction.
I don't know if I'm not sure I like the direction he's going.
Yeah.
I'm not a lady, I'm a man. It says Batman right there.
Not Bat Toots.
And then
flies a gigantic bomb with one of those World's Fair helicopters.
Yeah, a hilarious bomb.
Yeah.
That's how Batman figures it out.
Yeah.
The World's Fair plane.
Yeah, so he shows up at the World's Fair, but Andrea's there. Well, we get the scene where Joker comes in with that giant roll of salami,
the bologna roll, yeah,
and he has the robot chop it up.
Yeah,
it's like, "You still feeling that spark for later?" and takes off another piece.
He pinches her ass and takes a piece of it. It's so funny.
So I'm like, "Oh, Joker's gonna fuck that robot."
Yeah, oh for sure. I wrote, "Oh, great." But that the flashback I think is right before that.
Yeah, it's because it goes out to Andrea standing before the World's Fair, and then we see her flashback of coming home to wherever she and her father were hiding, and it's opening
it was the Mediterranean coast.
Oh, okay.
Remember, she said my father got really wealthy off the money he embezzled, and we managed to put a nice place on the Mediterranean coast.
Yeah. I didn't, but now I do.
Yeah, it was very, very necessary exposition, apparently.
She goes to go inside their mansion, and
Joker leaves.
And she's like, "We paid you." He's like,
Well, did you?
doesn't say anything. He
He
never
did
says
not.
anything in the
Grabs the apple
flashback and eats it.
And walks away.
And
yeah.
she fucking shrieks from inside the house. It's kind of a chilling scene.
Yeah, because like he probably didn't get murdered clean.
It's the Joker, so of course
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Why Smilex? He doesn't even. You don't even do this bit yet.
yeah. He was like, this is in his experimental phase, so you know it's horrific inside that
He's
house.
figuring it out.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what he wants his gimmick to be.
He was considering Two-Face. He carved half of the skin off that dude.
I mean, might have. Who knows?
I mean, right? Yeah, right. He skinned him alive or something. Fucked up, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's something horrific.
Hellraiser 2 looking motherfucker.
It turned him into a Cenobite.
So the you're harder to kill than a cockroach on steroids line was pretty good.
Yeah.
Then he presses the button and the robot just starts to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Did they build that into the World's Fair? Did they have a maniac button?
I'm certain Joker
Reprogrammed
everything.
a robot.
We know he has. I mean, he has Captain Clown. Like
Captain Clown.
you killed Captain Clown. We know he's got like. I mean, he's magic. He knows robotics and chemicals and everything. So
The fight scene between the Joker and Andrea is so good.
it's pretty good.
Because she does the smoke in his face or whatever, and then he backs up, and there's this really great scene where he's like backed up against the wall, but then he like sprays the flour
acid,
at her,
yeah.
and it's just so great. But arguably the funniest thing I've ever seen in a Batman movie is the part where she's choking she's beating the shit out of him, and he's like grabbing, and there's like a carving knife, a fucking cleaver, and then the bologna, and he comes up with the bologna and starts smacking
Just
the shit out of
beating
her.
the hell out of her with
It's
the bologna.
so fucking funny because he knew that it would be funny to still be able to beat her with
Right.
that stuff.
It's-
It's so great.
That's what he's always going for. It's like, what will be the most hilarious thing I can do?
His bits are great. Batman tries to convince her not to, and then she disappears in the smoke. But it's like, dude, she's still right there.
Oh, yeah, she chases him outside. He almost sucks them into a giant turbine. Then Batman comes in on a motorcycle.
Yeah, he took a leap of faith thinking that motorcycle was going to shut down
Gonna
that
stop
van.
that jet. Yeah, that's a
'Cause-
fucking giant turbine.
Yeah. Like, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And he's
Might have just chewed that motorcycle up. You're really rolling them dice.
also World's Fair. What were you doing having that there? That is
don't. That's very unsafe.
very dangerous. It's
Yeah.
like a jungle gym on concrete.
And
It's
when
just
he's-
like, why were you doing that?
Who knows? I mean, I don't know. It's just a jungle gym's concrete and broken glass bottles.
Nah, we did this for the kids.
It's like a fun obstacle course.
We have the jetpack Joker scene.
It's like the jetpack from the one James Bond movie.
yeah, and but it's funny too because that's one of the toys they made was Jetpack Joker.
Of course.
Before they ruined the ending of the movie by putting her fucking face.
They had a faceless Phantasm
Yeah,
toy that
fucking
ruined them.
idiot.
The jetpack comes after they fight in the big model city.
Oh, that bit is so great.
It's great, and they snuck in the Warner Brothers Burbank studio in there.
Yeah, it's right
there.
And then he's Joker's wearing that the helmet.
When he goes to
like,
the jetpack,
you know the no he's wearing like the like Sears Tower helmet. And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like creeping around and then just fucking surprise Batman by smashing it over his head.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and then Batman kicks his goddamn tooth out.
Yeah, really.
Like knocks the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's
It's really jarring.
it's aggressive.
They beat that. They're like both beaten bloody by the end of this confrontation.
Yeah.
He tries to get away on the jetpack, and Batman thwarts it.
Suicidally thwarts it.
Yeah, like it's like Joker's like, "What are you doing?" Like if you
taking you with me.
he says, "If that's what it takes."
Yeah, that's what it is.
it's like what? Like,
And then they have the big emotional showdown where he's like, we got to get out of here. And she just says, "Goodbye, my love." And I'm like, dude, you just sold him out to the Joker. Like, he's going to be able, if he figured who you are out, he's
Yeah.
going to remember the guy you were dating when he flicked a cigarette at the car.
That's true.
Like-
There's it's more so in the I think it's in the recent Scott Snyder stuff, but there's this idea that the Joker doesn't care who Batman is.
Yeah, it's never interested him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's in Scott Snyder where he comes to, like, he thinks Joker's figured out who he is, so he comes to see him as Bruce Wayne, and, like, Joker just, like he comes up and is like, hey, I'm here to talk to you. Don't you know who I am? And he just kind of, like, looks at him and then just, it's just not reacting because it's like he doesn't care.
Yeah,
like,
you're not the thing I'm obsessed with.
no.
Like, even if you think you are.
Yeah.
It's not, it
Oh,
doesn't
and it comes up in the Arkham games, too. Like, somebody wants to unmask him. He's like, no, don't.
I mean, yeah, even in Jim Lee's Hush thing, when they were like revealing like why we're getting in on it, he's like, the Joker just wanted to be a part of the gag. Like, it was easy to convince him to do it. He just thought it would be funny.
Yeah. And then, which works out as Bruce is pleading with Andrea, like, no, you can still be saved. She's like, no, I've made this choice a long time ago, so like I'm done. But this is how it's got to end, and so like the whole place is blowing up because of course the Joker set hundreds of pounds of explosives around
22 miles of tunnels and
yeah.
and filled it with bombs.
Yeah. And he just laughs his ass off as they disappear.
Yeah, it's funny because he's like, he looks a little scared, and then he sees all the explosions going off, and then just has the best laugh.
Right, he's having the best time.
Yeah, it's fucking great. And then she disappears with him into the ether.
Yeah, they just vanish into the fucking shadow realm.
It does.
Like,
I'm gonna fight Shao Kahn.
The nether realm.
That's injustice.
Yeah.
That was injustice.
They go to Outworld.
But here's the thing. Now the Joker shows back up. She never shows back up in any of the only media that she shows up in is the Adventures of Batman and Robin, like an annual in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time the character ever shows back up. So they never reused her.
No, which is a shame
Because they reused the Joker.
Yeah.
Like they're next to each other the whole time.
Yeah.
And she like does that little hint later of the locket.
Yeah, she goes to the cave and leaves him the locket. Leaves Bruce the locket.
That's how long did you think he was going to find it right away? There's no real light in there to shine. He's not shining the light. Like it glimmers, but like you would never see that.
I don't know. I'm sure maybe she thought
She's
he'd
up
find
there
it.
with a flashlight,
Yeah,
like shining it at the.
Yeah. I just got to see it so I can make my cruise.
Yeah, then she goes on a singles cruise or something.
Yeah.
And Jughead tries to fuck her.
Yeah, fucking Jughead comes up to a woman who's she's wearing mourning.
A black veil.
Yeah, she's in mourning.
But he gets it right away.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
do you want to be
You
alone?
wanna be
She's
alone.
like, I am alone.
and she's like,
And
am.
that's how the movie ends.
Well, not exactly.
Like-
Because it cuts to the bat signal
yeah.
and then him going away from where the bat signal was shining from.
Yeah.
And
Wait, he
the
doesn't-
sign off is the bat signal goes off, so he goes towards where it's shining, but it's like, no. It's shining from
You know where it shines
like
from,
several
bro.
buildings back, and
Yeah.
you're swinging in the opposite direction. Trouble, I better hide.
Oh, shit.
I better find some safety.
Close the blinds. Tell him I'm not home.
The Batman. But I love in the Tick cartoon when he tries to give
Oh, the deflated mouse.
there you go.
Last you gave us a deflated mouse signal. Last time we turned that on, he disconnected his phone and left town for a week.
That's the most brilliant thing.
That show is the fucking best.
Oh, I wish we could have had a Tom and Jeff watch The Tick.
We can. It would be a much shorter miniseries, but
Sure, I
there's only, like-
I have it on DVD.
I have 2 of the DVDs.
Well, yeah, season 3 is not legally
Not legally available. Yeah. Wink. And there are also randomly one episode missing from each of the first 2 DVDs for some reason.
I bought them through Amazon and then bought them from a bootlegger so I could have physical versions, but I
Right.
paid for them first.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't steal media, so I'm like, all right, I'll pay for this first.
I think they're available in like a UK region DVD or something like that, like a non-US region.
Yeah.
Everybody should buy The Tick 'cause it's a great show.
The Tick is probably my favorite cartoon of all time.
It's
honestly
brilliantly written.
It is a brilliantly written cartoon, accessible for kids, but perfect.
It's so funny.
It's and so much better as an adult when you watch it too.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking fighting Proto Clown. He goes, "Hey, Happy." He guesses that's the name of a massive, incredible Hulk clown.
Yeah.
He guesses its name is Happy.
One of my favorite gags is the Sidekicks episode, The Tick versus the Tick.
Oh yeah.
When they're driving there in the Deflated Mouse's mouse mobile, and it just cuts them with a shot where like it's Deflated Mouse driving. America Made sitting next to him. She's like, "Can't this thing go any faster?" He's like, "Oh, you want faster, eh?" But like, just very quickly and very subtly in the middle of that scene, a kid rides by them on a bicycle. It's like, they're getting laughed by a kid on a bicycle. It's the best fucking joke.
That episode is great because the other tick's name is Barry, and they keep calling him Barry, and everyone's like, he's kind of a dick.
Sorry about that, Barry.
And that's the Midnight Bomber.
Yeah, the Midnight Bomber. What bombs at midnight?
So I said, yeah, baby.
You want to be bad? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Bad is good. Down with the government.
So he said, high explosives, baby. That's such a great. I'm gonna fucking watch that when I get home.
You guys should too. So yeah, that's Batman: Mask of the Phantasm
and some of the Tick.
No,
I'm glad we got to do this. I think it's perfect that we get to do this sort of last free Christmas episode before we're gonna go several months without a free episode.
Probably, yeah.
But hey, the new year's starting up. We got a new episode coming January 1st on the Patreon.
Yes.
So here's my suggestion. If you've been listening and you enjoy this, and we know you've been listening because we can see the numbers on SoundCloud.
Yes.
You should check this out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great content available on Patreon. It's only $5 a month. You get weekly episodes of Tom and Jeff Watch Batman. We bend our lives around this
We
show.
do, and we're about to roll out some new ones. Dave and I are going to do. We just announced it on the last. We just watched. I think you will actually you'll hear it next week.
Oh.
But we're about to do. Dave and I are going to roll out another show really soon. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of more stuff that's going to come out.
And we're giving away free shit.
We're giving away free shit.
We're going to give away some free shit, some Tom and Jeff Watch Batman swag, right?
Yeah, we're going to give. Are we going to do that now? Let's do it.
Well, I mean, we can. Yeah, let's do it. Let's.
We'll throw the gauntlet down now.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do a tweet. We'll do an official tweet from the Gamefully Unemployed Twitter
account,
and
at Gamefully Un,
and we will just ask for you to retweet that.
Mm-hmm.
You retweet that shit. We're gonna put all those through. We're gonna do a number generator and pick the number of whoever was the because it's all in order of who retweeted it.
It's gonna be all in the hands of RN Jesus.
We'll just do that, and then we'll pick that number. And then that person just wins a free shirt.
Gonna win a free Tom and Jeff Watch Batman shirt.
Hell yeah! And then we're also gonna do one for the subscribers.
We'll do one for Patreons as well.
Yeah.
We'll just randomly pick a Patreon, and guess what? One of you lucky ducks is gonna get a Tom and Jeff Watch Batman shirt as well.
Here's the thing, because we're winding down the year, so I want to say this. Doing this, I've been more proud of this show than I've been of a lot of stuff. I'm having a lot of fun with this show.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I'm hoping a lot of people are going to start wanting to hear more.
Yeah,
because it's great and it's so much fun, and the feedback of the subscribers has been unbelievable.
Yeah,
I've had several people telling me that this is their favorite podcast, which is humbling,
right,
to say the least.
Can't imagine why, but I'm glad. I'm very glad. I mean, very humble.
It's fun. I love doing it. I love being able to do it, and so if you can subscribe, make it so that it's so much more feasible for us to keep doing this.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Claire.
Merry movie house.
Oh, Batman.
Somebody, I think it was on Twitter, somebody pinged me and was like, I'm surprised you guys didn't notice how close Bane is to Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, yeah, Batman. I'm going to break your back.
Oh, Mr. Potter.
Oh, you're not a real angel. Those aren't a real thing.
Just put Bane into It's a Wonderful Life, and that really, really elevates that film, I think.
Where's James?
That fucking old pharmacist smacks Bane deaf. Just.
Oh. Merry rocketing golf. Hey, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's jet.
Let's do the thing.
We'll give them some shit away, and we'll give you like a 48-hour period for the show, and then we'll the retweets. I think that's a good.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Again, that the Twitter account is at GamefullyUn. Just follow that if you're not already, and we'll send out a tweet that's specifically like, hey, retweet this tweet to win a Tom and Jeff Watch Batman shirt, and just do it.
Designed by Justin Brown.
Designed by Justin Brown.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, do those things and, maybe consider becoming a patron in the new year.
Please do it.
Help us keep the lights on.
There it
keep
is.
the Batmaning.
I was happy to be able to do this sort of marathon of gift episodes. Through the everything. I think I'm glad that 2018 coming to an end. I'm glad that this is a thing we get to do.
Yeah.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
Yeah. What else would we do with our time?
All right.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah, bye, bitch.
Goodbye.
It doesn't mean I don't care anymore. I don't want to let you down, honest, but it just doesn't hurt so bad anymore. You can understand that, can't you? Look, I can give money to the city. They can hire more cops. Let someone else take the risk, but it's different now. Please. I need it to be different now.
Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at Justin T. Brown and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.